Okay, so the method that is there to calculate the maximum or minimum value of the function f of x, y, z, that in where you are given some kind of constraint. So suppose the constraint is given to be phi 1 of xyz is equal to 0 and phi 2 of xyz is equal to 0. So these two constraints are given to you. That means these are the two functions that relates the variable x, y, z. So some kind of relationship is given between these variables. So the next task is we construct some another function capital F of xy, which is equal to the given surface f plus lambda 1 times the first constraint and lambda 2 times the second constraint. And where what are these lambda 1 and lambda 2? Lambda 1 and lambda 2, they are basically the parameters which are independent of x, y, z. That means they do not depend on x, y, z, and these are called the Lagrange's multipliers. So these are the Lagrange's multipliers. Right? So next what we do, whichever function that you have constructed, capital F, then you calculate the derivatives for that particular function. So del f by del x, del f by del y, and del f by del z. You then compute the first order partial derivatives and then you equate them to 0. So once you equate them to 0, you have 3 equations in 3 variables. So what we do, we solve these equations along with the constraints for the parameter lambda 1 and lambda 2 in order to calculate what is the critical points. So then the values of the function f of x, y, z at the critical points.
Your audio is off.
मैम आपका साउंड नहीं आ रहा है.
So let us see one problem relating to this concept. So suppose in the question they are asking what is the minimum value of the this surface. So your function small f of x, y, z, that is given to be x square plus y square plus z square. So this is the given function, and given that x, y, z, they are related by this expression. So that means this is the relationship between x, y and z. So this is our constraint, and that is phi. So the first task is we construct another function capital F of x, y, z, which is equal to small f of x, y, z plus lambda times the given constraint equation. So this is given to you. So once we create this, where what is this lambda? Lambda is the corresponding Lagrange's multiplier. So here we assume that this given surface, that is U. That is our choice if you want to specify this or not. So this is the given surface. So next task is we calculate the partial derivatives of capital F with respect to x, y and z. So you have capital F, so you can very easily calculate these derivatives. In when you calculate it with respect to x, you keep y, z as constants, y, z and lambda as constants. In fact, when you compute it with respect to y, you keep x, z and lambda as constants, and when you compute it with respect to z, you keep x, y and lambda as constants. And then you what you do, you equate all these values equal to 0. So from here you get 3 equations. So these are the 3 equations together with this the given constraint. So this is the given constraint x, y, z is equal to a. Together with this you compute what is the value of x, y, z and lambda. So you have 4 equations and 4 unknowns. So you go and look for what is the values of x, y, z and lambda. So for that, what we are doing, we are multiplying equation 3 by x, by 4 by y, 5 by z and adding them all. So we are multiplying this by x, this by y, this by z, and then we are adding all of them. So you are having 2 into x square plus y square plus z square plus 3 times lambda xyz is equal to 0. Now what was this term? This was your u. Because this was your u term, therefore you can calculate. And what is this? If you look at the given constraint equation number 2, what is that? That is a cube. So that means this relationship becomes this one, and from here the value of lambda is equal to minus 2u divided by 3a square. So you have calculated the value of lambda in terms of x, y, z, right? Now you can substitute this value of lambda in equation number 3, 4 and 5. In equation 3, 4 and 5. So once you do that, you have x is equal to u by 3a cube yz, y is equal to u by 3a cube ux, and it should be zx, right? And z is equal to u by 3a cube xy. So you can then substitute all these values in equation 2, which was lambda x y z is equal to a cube. Not lambda, but the equation was x y z is equal to a cube. So you substitute all these values here. So from here you can calculate. It becomes u cube x y z whole cube divided by 27, a to the power 9 is equal to a cube. So from here you can calculate u in terms of a. This now x y z again becomes a cube. Why? Because this is the given constraint, x y z is equal to a cube. So we are again substituting this value over here, and we are calculating u in terms of a. So it comes out to be 3a square. So that means here what was your u? U was the given function, that was x square plus y square plus z square. So this was the given function. So here we are saying corresponding to this function 3a square is the extreme value. We do not know what are the stationary points or where this function is maximum or minimum. So we until now know this is the extreme value for u. Now to determine whether this is a minimum value or the maximum value, we have to go and check for the second derivative. So if now this is up to you, what kind of method do you want it to check in order to check for minimum or maximum, what method would you require? So here we are using this method of calculation of d to f, because you cannot directly obtain any conclusion about maximum or minimum term. So the expression for d to f that we done in the previous class, that was f of x dx square plus f of y dy square plus f of z dz square plus 2 f yz dy dz plus 2 f zx dz dx plus 2 f xy dx dy. So this is equal to, now you first have to compute all these terms. So you can very easily calculate them. You have the first derivatives. So from the first derivatives you can compute these. So let's have a look at the first derivatives. So these are your first derivatives. This is your f of x, this is your f of y, and this is your f of z. So what you have to do, you have to compute what is your fxx. So when you differentiate this term again with respect to x, so that would simply be 2. Fyy, what would be this? It would also be equal to 2, and then fzz, that would also be equal to 2, the derivative of this one with respect to x. And similarly, when you compute fxy, what would be this? You are taking the derivative of this first term with respect to y. So this would be lambda into z. And similarly, you can compute the other terms. So once you have all these values, you can substitute in the expression for d to f. What is the expression for d to f? It is equal to this one. So when you substitute all these values and simplify, so you have this term dx whole square plus dy whole square plus dz whole square plus lambda times this term. So here when you see Say I'm marking this as equation number 6. Now the given constraint phi was given to you. You also have to use that one in order to compute the values of x, y, z, right? So the phi is given to be x, y, z minus a cube. So we will calculate what is d2 phi is equal to 0. What is d2 phi? So phi is equal to 0. This is the phi which is given to you. So its second derivative would also be equal to 0. So computing that using this formula, this term is also equal to 0. Now we have to determine what is phi of x, phi of y, phi of z, phi of x, y, phi of y, z, and phi of z, x. So when you compute all this, because you have phi as x, y, z minus a cube. So what would be phi x, x? So it would be 0, because phi x, what is this? This is y, z. And when you again differentiate it with respect to x, this term is going to be 0, because this is a constant when you take the partial derivative. So that is why you have this first term as 0 here. Similarly, this is also 0, this is also 0. And the next term, phi of xy, that is equal to z into z. That is equal to z, because this is your phi x. When you differentiate it with respect to y, so you will have z here. So this is z, and similarly you have phi of yz as x and phi of zx as y. So this is the expression. So from here you obtain this value, that x dy by dz plus y dz by dx plus z dx by dy, that is equal to 0. So we can substitute this value in equation number 6. So that means this whole term becomes 0 now. If this is 0, so that means your d2f, that is simply equal to 2 into the square of these quantities, positive quantities, and we were only interested to calculate what is the sign for this d2f. Now because this is also positive, this is also positive, and this is also positive, so the whole quantity would everywhere be positive. So that means this is always positive quantity, and whenever your d2f is positive, that means you using the results of the test, we say that the given surface or the given function, that is a minimum function. So that means you have a minimum value of u, and that is equal to 3a square. So this is the minimum value, but you do not know at which points this minimum is attained for the given surface. So this is the limitation of the method, but however you can very easily, this method is a very easy method where you can compute all these values of the given function.